Ambassador of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia to Pakistan, Nawaf bin Saeed Ahmad Al Malki, called on Punjab Chief Minister Sardar Usman Buzdar to boost bilateral trade ties and cooperation of various sectors. The Saudi ambassador said the kingdom is keen to boost trade ties between the two countries and invited the Punjab CM to visit the kingdom. Usman Buzdar said that he has been forming a policy of the zero NOC in the special economic zone, while a special desk is being set up in the CM office to facilitate the investors. The Supreme Court, while hearing suo motu notice on non-construction of schools in earthquake-hit areas of KP, remarked that the Earthquake Reconstruction and Rehabilitation Authority report on the construction of school is unsatisfactory. Chief Justice inquired as to what ERRA has been doing since its beginning and why the 540 schools have not been built since the 2005 earthquake. The Supreme Court further probed as to what happened to the massive funds that ERRA had received from around the world in 2005 and 2006. The Supreme Court remarked that the presented report are unsatisfactory and asked the chairman to submit details of all the projects completed by the ERRA along with the photographic evidence. The Chief Justice remarked that the entire nation has helped the earthquake victims, but what has ERRA done? ERRA received rupees 205 billion during the 2005 and 2006. So where was that money spent? The Chief Justice inquired. The Chief Justice further said that the earthquake hit areas should have been rebuilt in 2 years, to which Chairman ERRA replied, "We will provide all the details to the court." Later, the court adjourned the hearing for a month. The Lahore Accountability Court indicted Shehbaz Sharif's wife Nusrat Shehbaz in a money laundering reference. Hamza Shehbaz and the other accused appeared in the court while the court granted Shehbaz Sharif's request for pardon. His lawyer, Chaudhry Nawaz Advocate, said that the doctors had advised Shehbaz Sharif to rest and he could not appear before the Accountability Court due to ill health. In the reference, Accountability Court Judge Naseem Virk indicted Nusrat Shehbaz through his representative and summoned NAB witnesses for testimony at the next hearing. The Accountability Court adjourned the hearing on the money laundering reference till October 18. Prime Minister Imran Khan on Friday congratulated the nation on the upward economic trajectory as the Federal Board of Revenue collected rupees 1,395 billion rupees in the first quarter against the target of rupees 1,211 billion. I congratulate the nation on FBR's achievement of collecting rupees 1,395 billion in the quarter 1 of FA 2021-2022 against the target of rupees 1,211 billion, the Prime Minister tweeted. Imran Khan mentioned that the situation was reflective of growth in the revenues by 38%. This represents a growth of 38% in revenues over the same period last year, he said. The coronavirus pandemic claimed 56 more lives across the country over the past 24 hours. Data issued from the National Command and Operation Center showed on Friday. In the last 24 hours, Pakistan also reported 1,411 fresh infections, taking the total number of virus cases to 12,46,538. The NCOC said the total number of recoveries across the country stands at 11,70,590, while the number of active cases has risen to 48,163. The country's nerve center against the coronavirus said that after the death of 56 people over the past 24 hours, the nationwide death toll has risen to 27,785. Reportedly, Sindh is the most affected province of the country in terms of the number of virus cases with 4,56,928 infections, followed by Punjab, which has reported a total of 4,31,666 infections. Khyber Pakhtunkhwa reported a total of 1,74,017 cases so far, while Balochistan recorded a total of 32,926 cases. After witnessing a decline in new cases, the Sindh government on Thursday revised its coronavirus restrictions across the province. According to a notification issued by the Provincial Home Department, businesses will shut down only once a week while markets will allowed to be remain open till 10 p.m. Only 200 fully vaccinated people will be allowed to attend indoor wedding ceremonies or any other event, whereas 400 people can attend an outdoor event. Only vaccinated individual will be allowed to dine at the eateries until midnight. Indoor dining dining will be allowed with 50% occupancy, but there is no limitation on outdoor dining. Takeaway and drive-through service will continue 24/7. Cinemas will remain closed. Contact sports such as karate, boxing, martial arts and kabaddi will continue as usual. The Sindh government has allowed shrines to open at the discretion of Divisional District Administration for fully vaccinated people after consultation with Health and Religious Affairs Department. Indoor gyms will be allowed for fully vaccinated people. Public transport including train service will run with 70% occupancy. Amusement parks, water sports and swimming pools will continue operating at 50% of their capacity under strict SOPs. Educational institutes will be allowed to remain open for 3 days a week with 50% attendance. Authorities in Sindh and Balochistan, including the port city of Karachi, have adopted a high alert mode on Friday after the Pakistan Meteorological Department's early warning center issued an updated warning of Cyclone Gulab. The Met Department on Friday issued the fourth consecutive alert for cyclone expected to affect Sindh and Balochistan, especially their coastal areas with heavy rainfall and gusty winds. According to the alert, the depression over the northeast Arabian Sea moved west-northwestward at the speed of 15 km per hour during the last 12 hours. Concentrated into a deep depression, it now centers near latitude 23.5 degrees to the north and longitude 66.5 degrees to the east at about 160 km southwest of Karachi, 140 km from Thatta and 240 km from Ormara. Monitoring the weather situation closely, Commissioner Karachi Naveed Ahmed Sheikh declared a public holiday in the city today. In a notification issued on Thursday, Sheikh said that all the government offices and businesses in Karachi will remain closed today amid the cyclone threat. Khyber Pakhtunkhwa defeated Sindh by 6 wickets in the 12th match of National T20 Cup in Rawalpindi Stadium. Fakhar Zaman was awarded player of the match as he scored 49 runs off 32 balls and remained the top scorer of KPK. He smashed 4 boundaries and 4 sixes. Sahibzada Farhan stayed the second top scorer from KPK. He scored 45 runs off 30 balls and smashed 3 boundaries and 3 sixes. President of Pakistan Dr. Arif Alvi has directed Global Soccer Ventures to pave the way to revive football in Pakistan. GSV will host Pakistan Football League in Pakistan, held a meeting with the President Arif Alvi on Thursday. During the meeting, GSV briefed the President on their plans to promote football in Pakistan. GSV's CEO Zeb Khan said, "Our plan is to promote sports in Pakistan. We are coming up with a strong football league which will change the image of this sport in the country. We are hoping to get the support from the government and private sectors to make this league bigger." Arif emphasized the strength of the sports industry in the country. He said, "There is a need to strengthen the sports industry. We need to keep it away from politics and work privately for sports promotion." The government has increased the petrol prices by ₹4 per litre after making adjustments in the sales tax and petroleum levy, a statement issued by the Finance Ministry said. The new prices would be effective from October 1 for the next fortnight, it added. Accordingly, petrol would be sold at ₹123.30 per litre. The price of high-speed diesel has been increased by ₹2 per litre to ₹122.04 from ₹120.04. Kerosene by ₹7.05 to ₹99.31 from ₹92.26. Whereas the price of light diesel has been hiked by ₹8.82 per litre to ₹99.51 from ₹90.69. The statement also said that due to the increase in petroleum prices in the international market and exchange rate variations in the last fortnight, the Oil and Gas Regulatory Authority has worked out the higher petroleum prices. But the Prime Minister decided against the recommendation and passed on the minimum increase in the price to the consumers. The liquid foreign exchange reserves of Pakistan have dropped $252 million, $26.151 billion by week ended September 24, 2021. The State Bank of Pakistan reported on Thursday. The foreign exchange reserves of the country were at $26.403 billion by the week ended September 17, 2021. The official reserves of the central bank fell $249 million to $19.295 billion by the week ended September 24, 2021, compared with $19.544 billion a week ago. Similarly, the foreign exchange reserves held by commercial banks eased $3 million to $6.856 billion by the week ended September 24, 2021, compared with $6.859 billion a week ago. Ushna Shah, an actor, is disappointed with Indian director Sanjay Leela Bansali's upcoming film Hira Mandi. Turning to her Twitter, the Bashar Momin star, who has been quite vocal on the subject, went on to explain why a series about Lahore courtesans should be made by Pakistani filmmakers. Hira Mandi was what present-day inner city Lahore is. Like I said, India has a plethora of rich culture and histories to film. Today, Mughal history mostly falls into Pakistan's domain. We need this, said Ushna. In a follow-up tweet, the actor stressed why this could have been an important project for Pakistan. Also, this isn't about permission. We can also produce anything we want. Of course, it was all India once. But if the little history that leans towards Pakistani culture, language, city is also commissioned to India to make, then what historical films will Pakistan make? She raised her concerns. Mahi Baloch was recently featured in a bridal shoot. Mahi Baloch flaunts unearthly charm and elegance as she is dressed in a beautiful mehendi outfit. Have a look at some of the enchanting pictures of Mahi from her recent bridal shoot. Mahi Baloch is the beautiful emerging talent of Pakistani showbiz industry. Mahi is one of those actors who got their start in the modeling industry. A video of the Indian state of Madhya Pradesh is going viral on social media, in which a woman who was going to give her life on the railway track was rescued by a rickshaw driver. A video clip of India is being shared on social media platforms in which a woman can be seen on the railway tracks wearing a blue suit and wearing a white dupatta hijab on her face, waiting for the train to arrive. As the train approached, the woman could be seen on the tracks committing suicide, but a rickshaw driver immediately stopped the woman from doing so. Despite being stopped, the woman kept trying to get in front of the train, but a few people present there let down the woman's suicide attempt.
बोल ब्रीफ्स की वीडियो सबसे पहले देखने के लिए बोल ब्रीफ्स के चैनल को सब्सक्राइब करें और बेल आइकन पर क्लिक करना ना भूलें।